You're listening to Pedaling Through Life, a 1,000-kilometer father-son Ashtavinayak cycling pilgrimage, presented by Sriram and Sunilkhandbahale. Father-son cycling pilgrimage, Ashtavinayak Yatra, Day 8, Journey Back Home. Every journey has two destinations. Every journey, I've realized, has two destinations, the one on the map and the one within. After 7 unforgettable days of riding through faith, fatigue, laughter, and lessons, our 8th morning dawned not with the thrill of reaching somewhere new, but with the quiet joy of returning home. Pali still slept under the soft blanket of pre-dawn silence when we woke, even before the alarm. The air was cool, still, and fragrant with the night's calm. The faint moonlight spilled gently across the narrow village lanes. It was time to say goodbye, not to the road, but to a chapter of life that had changed us forever. Moonlight and morning petals. We set off beneath that fading moon, its silver glow guiding our way, our petals creating a soft rhythm that echoed through the empty streets. The road to Nagothane wound through forest patches, where the hum of cicadas and the distant ringing of temple bells became our music. It was one of those rare rides when neither words nor speed mattered. Only the moment did. Then, from the shadows, another cyclist appeared, a villager, humble and cheerful, riding an old, squeaky bicycle. Without hesitation, he joined us. He spoke of his morning routine, his fields, and the nearby river. His presence felt familiar, as if he had always been part of our journey. Sometimes companions arrive not by coincidence, but by grace. Tea, kindness, and the 7 a.m. train. As dawn brushed gold across the horizon, we stopped at a tiny roadside tea stall. The shopkeeper, Mr. Nilesh Bhopi, curious about our cycling pilgrimage, refused to accept any payment. "This is my offering for your yatra," he said, joining his hands with a smile. That single cup of tea, humble, steaming, filled with kindness, tasted like pure blessing. From there, we pedaled swiftly toward Nagothane station and caught the 7 a.m. train. Our bicycles rested safely in the luggage compartment, swaying gently as the train began to move. Outside the window, the rising sun lit up rivers, forests, and farmlands. Watching it, I felt something shift inside. The same sun that had witnessed our first pedal stroke now watched us ride home. Through the hills of Kasara Ghat. Our train journey ended, but the road wasn't done with us yet. At Kasara, we unloaded the bicycles and decided to ride through the legendary Kasara Ghat, one final test of endurance before home. The sun was fierce, the slope unforgiving, but every drop of sweat felt sacred. Nature rewarded our effort with lush green hills, hidden waterfalls, and the breathtaking view from the ancient stepwell, the Bhavati built by Ahilyabai Holkar. Halfway up, Sriram laughed aloud, trying to catch a lift from a slow-moving truck, playfully racing beside it. His joy was contagious. I smiled and thought, faith and fun can indeed coexist beautifully. Sometimes, it's not the climb that matters, but the company that keeps you going. Lunch, life, and lessons. At the top, we stopped at a small roadside dhaba. A playful cat jumped across tables while the owner served us hot chapatis and dal with a grin. As we ate, we spoke about everything: cycling goals, Ganpati songs still echoing in our heads, and the faces of all the kind souls we'd met along the way. Every stranger had taught us something: humility, gratitude, and the joy of living simply. When we began our descent toward Nashik, the road turned smooth, the wind gentle. Passing cyclists smiled and waved. Each nod felt like a silent salute, a shared recognition among travelers on the same spiritual road. Homeward hints. By evening, fatigue began to whisper in our muscles. The traffic thickened, the daylight thinned. Just then, a tempo driver noticed us struggling and pulled over. "Come on, load your cycles. I'll drop you till Vilholi," he offered kindly. It was another small miracle, one of many that had carried us through this pilgrimage. As we neared Nashik, Sriram's energy returned. "Baba, let's stop at Decathlon," he said excitedly. The same store where his beloved Triben RC100 had first caught his eye. His fascination hadn't faded one bit. I smiled. Dreams, I thought, don't end with journeys. They often begin there. The final stretch. Back in the city, traffic lights blinked, horns blared, and the familiar chaos of Nashik welcomed us home. "Baba," Sriram reminded me gently, "follow the signals. We've come this far safely. Ma and Rutuja are waiting." His words, calm and responsible, filled me with quiet pride. Soon the skyline of Nashik appeared, familiar yet somehow new. We stopped to pick up milkshakes and ice cream for Rutuja, Sriram's small but thoughtful gesture of love. And there they were, Sunanda and Rutuja, waiting at the gate, eyes shining, smiles wide, their joy brighter than the sunset. Journey completed, bonds strengthened. As we parked our bicycles and folded our hands before the small Ganpati idol at home, silence filled the room. Not the silence of exhaustion, but of peace and fulfillment. The Ashtavinayak Yatra was complete, but the true journey, the one within, had just begun. We had set out searching for temples of stone and returned discovering the temple within ourselves. Ganpati Bappa Moria. Until the next journey. You've been listening to Pedaling Through Life, a 1,000-kilometer father-son Ashtavinayak cycling pilgrimage presented by Sriram and Sunilkhandbahale. The journey continues. See you on the next ride.